You do this back. Discretion. Rob the jewelry store and tell them guess who's back.
What's up guys, Prenon here, and I'm back. So I know I haven't made a video in a long time, but I'm back. I want to continue to make videos and make things that are helpful. And the big one that I want to talk about today is the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve card. So both of these cards are cards that I used. About 2 years ago, I went to 10 countries over 40 days, and I was looking for different cards, and I knew I wanted to get one that had Visa or MasterCard. So these are the two most popular ones around the world that are accepted everywhere. Discover is still one of my favorite cards, but one of the problems that I have is that it's not accepted around the world as much. And a big thing also with this is that you want to have a card that has no foreign transaction fees and then is also easy to use. And Chase has a great customer service that's easily accessible around the world. So I ended up getting this, and I did a ton of research trying to figure out which card was going to be best for me, and I ended up getting the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. And at the time, if you spent $4,000, you were going to get 50,000 points. So that points actually translate to $625 in travel, or it would be $500 cash back. So even though I was spending $4,000, $500 of that I could have gotten back. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to use my debit card because now this way I can get the points and use that for my trip. And so I ended up using that card for 2 years. Fast forward to now, I accumulated $1,000 worth of points. And so I could have redeemed those points for $1,250 using the Chase Preferred, which is 1.25 times. But then I found out if I upgraded to the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, then it would be 1.5 times as much. So now my $1,000 now becomes $1,500 instead of $1,250, which is a big step up. So there is a downside a little bit, but it's the annual fee. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is $100 a year, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is $450 a year. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, $450 a year, that's crazy, I would never spend that on a credit card. But hear me out for a second. So even though it's $450, then you get $300 in travel, and that $300 can be used for anything. It can be used for hotels, it can be used for Ubers, Lyfts, booking your flights. It's very loose compared to the American Express Platinum card, which is only good for like inconveniences like check bags, in-flight services. So you know, you're a little bit more limited to that one, and that's why I chose the Chase Sapphire Reserve instead of the American Express card. But going back, so that $450 fee, it's $450, but then you get that $300 travel credit. That really brings it down to $150. Then you got global entry with that, so that makes it easier if you're doing international flights coming back. TSA pre-check, that's included too, and that alone is about $100. And so that really brings down the card to 50 bucks. And then the priority pass is a huge thing, so which allows access to hundreds and hundreds of different lounges throughout the world, and most lounges include food and drinks and just a nice place to relax, and I did take full advantage of that. And another thing is that, you know, if you're like, well, I don't think I'm gonna be traveling like you are, and I'm not gonna make $4,000 worth of purchases in the first 3 months, and you know, that's fair. A lot of people might not be doing that, but a lot of people do spend, you know, if you're gonna purchase a new car, that could easily, the down payment could be $3,000. Maybe you have some different expenses, summertime or whatever it is, you can try to figure out, can I fit this into my lifestyle, and is this a good time, or I get the car later? But the biggest takeaway is that if you're spending about $4,000 or any amount of money, you know, looking, if it's a significant amount, looking at which credit card matches that. There's a lot of cards that, you know, you spend $2,000 or $3,000 in the first 3 months, you might get $200 or $300 or even $400 back, and looking into that. One of my favorite things is that 2 years later, after going on one trip and spending the money that I already would have spent, I was able to book another flight to Singapore and Bali using the points. So that was basically a free flight to Bali, which is, you know, incredible. Never would have been possible if I didn't take the time to research it. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I hope that this video helps. If you guys have any questions or you want to see some different topics in the future, leave the comments down below, or if you have any specific questions about if a card is good, I'm more than welcome to talk about it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
See, the difference with me, when I do what I do what I'm doing, but I'm doing it like I'm doing it for TV.
This is how we do it. Like this, like this.